Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video, and today I'm going to go through a build that allows you to choose support and provide Overwatch for your team. One of the main roles of Overwatch in military tactics is to provide covering fire for units that are approaching a position of interest. It's extremely important and can be extremely effective, so this is the build that's going to allow you to do that for your side. Our primary weapon is going to be the Chauchat Low Weight. This has been selected due to its strong range and accuracy, while still providing you with the option of joining your squad mates pushing forward when necessary, which would be much more limiting if you were using the more stationary orientated suppressive machine guns. From mid to long range, the Chauchat Low Weight can punish those who step out of cover and really help you to pick people off who are causing resistance for your team's push. This effectiveness is only increased when the bipod is used, as nearly all recoil is completely negated, allowing you to take out enemies at longer ranges or using head glitch cover that your guys simply can't deal with themselves as they try to move forward. Now, I always tell you guys to spot, but it's of even greater importance with this build. Firstly, you're providing Overwatch support from range, so spotting those enemies is one of your primary roles. On top of this is that you have the ability to pick people off at range with your primary weapon, and spotting the enemy will help you to track them, especially as the Chauchat kicks out a smoke effect when fired, which can obstruct your view somewhat without the spotting icon. If you're communicating with your squad as well, then having them also focus on spotting as they push up is of equal use to you, as you can lay down fire on enemies causing your squad problems that you otherwise hadn't noticed. This spotting will also help with one of the gadgets that we'll talk about a little later, but for now we'll move on to our sidearm, which is going to be the Modelo 1915 because it's essentially the counterpoint of the Chauchat, which is high damage and low rate of fire. The Modelo is going to be our short range option as it has lower damage but a high rate of fire and good recoil control, so a fast trigger finger can have people dropping in front of you extremely quickly. Gadget 1 is going to be the ammo pouch because, as I've said before, if you're playing support, you should always have at least one way to resupply your team and yourself. I was torn between the crate or the pouches for this build. Both have their value. A crate is good for when you're sitting back and people can run by you, but I'm just very used to using pouches now and I can throw them to people more easily from my position of laying down fire behind them. Gadget 2 is going to be the Air Burst Mortar. This is your other option for laying down damage and cover fire from an Overwatch position. An Air Burst Mortar can be used to take out enemies at range that you can't get a clear line of sight on, or to help to disperse several people at once. The spotting of your team will also help you to clear up any stubborn defences that the enemy may have. Your ammo pouches can then be used to resupply your mortars for the next push forward. A little tip would be to aim just slightly further than the enemy spotted due to the angle that the mortar takes. You don't want it to land short due to any kind of cover. Our grenade is going to be the incendiary nade. This ties into the idea of supporting your teammates and dispersing enemies. You can throw an incendiary nade to cause panic or to close off a lane to the enemy. You can also throw it down in a key area and forget about it and maybe pick up a kill a few seconds later. They are also especially good for if a sentry decides to camp in a corner, like this guy. Not the best tactic, dude. Not the best. Our melee is going to be the Bartek Bludgeon. As I almost always use it, you can choose whatever you like, but just try to do a better job than I do here. I call this technique the Flapper. It's not overly effective generally. So there you have it, the Overwatch support build. I hope this helps to fill a gap in your playbook and you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Chauchat Low Weight and if you think this will be of any use to you. Feel free to like, favourite and subscribe if you feel like supporting the channel. It really does help more than you imagine. I'm Get Good Guy and I'll see you next time. Laters.